Okay, welcome back everyone. We've gotten ourselves through the pre-season, and I've actually been playing reasonable teams for the most part. We've been playing Rochdale, Oldham, Halifax, Bury, a couple of divisions below us. South Shields, I think are in our division. No, they're in the division above. Kings Lynn, in our division. Gateshead, division above. So Bury's the only team that we'd played that aren't really relevant anymore. So all the players that came through the youth intake are in the under 18s. Then we'd moved the players that were in the under 18s, for the most part, not all of them, to the under 21s, and some of the first team players from last season have agreed to go down to the under 21s. So Brandon Brian Waugh is down there, who was another key one for us. Sam Murray played quite a bit last season. Jimmy Gower, Kadua, a fan favourite. I've moved him down because he's maybe not quite there now. Manny Knockett, who we sent out on loan, is down here. Barrington had a few games for us last season, as did Tino Quamina, who's dropped out. So we don't have a reserve team, so we can ignore that one. Now, Smith just picked himself up an injury just before the season opener here, so he's going to sit this match out, just recover. We'll get a little bit of fitness onto Kovacevic. So the players that haven't changed, we've got O'Donnell and Pilgrim in the central defensive roles. We've got Halford, Ayres and Watson in defensive midfield and midfield positions. And that's it. We brought Risdale from the under 18s up to the first team. He's looking like if we give him a season, he's going to be better than Akinwale, who's out injured anyway. So I think there's probably more potential on Risdale, given that he's appeared in the top 50 Wonder Kids, like 20th, but he was still on there, and we're still down in the National League North. So you can bet we'll be playing him as much as we can. Akinwale is probably going to fill the bench, and Williams is probably going to drop back down to the under 21s when we don't have a fitness concern. We brought Bettini up from the youth team to kind of be our sub for the wing position, so most of the time we'll probably be starting Carter and Jones on the wings, and then having Bettini as the sub. Canada's probably our first choice sub at midfield. I think he can probably improve a little more than this is giving him credit for. I think a lot of these players can. I refuse to believe they've capped out already at 17 and 19 years old. So Longbottom starting in the right back position. We've got Martial Bamba starting on the left. Spice was another one who came from the youth team upwards and is looking for a central defender pretty damn tasty. And we'd already seen Jaden Williams, but 16 composure at 19 years old. He could find his uses for us, certainly. And then Mateus Roberts, who I think is one we're likely going to look to move on. So we do have some better players down here than are in there, in my opinion. But I do want the under 21s to do well. It's probably got a reasonable reputation in comparison to the league we're actually playing in. In terms of finances, we're getting shafted on the budget right now because of the players we sold in season 1. We're just getting taxed out the wazoo, like 5 million tax every month. So I expect some of this money to disappear, and then at the end of the season we'll get another injection from all those transfer clauses. And then it'll get even worse because we'll get more money in, and then we'll get taxed on that next season and the season after. But by then hopefully the new stadium should be built, so we should be able to offset it. the max facilities and kind of max attendance is really, really helping this club. In terms of the season prediction, in fact, let's get to Club Vision first. So we want to be competitive in the FA Cup, which means the expectation, not expected to get beyond the second qualifying round, which is when we enter the competition. They've given us, like, to get knocked out of the FA Cup the first match we play in it every time. Both of the previous seasons, we've made it through to the fourth round of the FA Cup and been knocked out by Premier League opposition. Last season was definitely better, because while we didn't knock out any teams from League One or the Championship like we did in Season 1, we did knock out Newcastle 3-2 at home, which was tasty. Then we went out to Liverpool. So our opening fixtures are Darlington and Gloucester. If we take a look on the season preview, Darlington are up there most certainly. Gloucester not so much, but Darlington are up there with us, and they actually have the one player that's not one of our players in the Dream 11. Were we away or at home? We're at home. Okay, not the toughest match of the season then. Going to visit them on New Year's Day might be the toughest one we're facing. And then in terms of the FA Trophy, we're expected to retain it for a third season in a row. Given the quality of players we have at the club, the league should not be an issue. I'm hoping it's not going to be as walkovery as it was last season. But I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And that's diving into the match. A good indication here will be if it tells me that we should switch to a positive mentality, and it has not. That's indicating that this is going to be a walkover. Job of G'ing everyone up for it. I haven't gone through and fixed all the faces because we don't have any of the young players coming through into our first team, so I'll probably fix it on the next youth intake. Right, let's just double check everything here. We've got the camera, full zoom, TV, key highlights are on, replay events set up correctly. We've got goals from this league on there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, first highlight of the Vanarama National League North. Longbottom driving forward and finds Carter. Not the best cross. Easily into the hands of the goalkeeper. O'Donnell coming forward to win it. Lovely from Battistini. Battistini, not Battistini. Battistini. That learned to spell out at Juve clearly did him some good. We learned him to play for Juve's under 18s, and he comes back and does that in the first 6 minutes. And I'm talking of using this guy as a sub. I actually thought Macclesfield might struggle. They've already taken the lead in their first match. Can you imagine if they follow us all the way up? almost brilliant from Bamba. Ooh, what was that cross? That was lovely. Longbottom with a chance here. You know, it looked like he forced the save there, but they gave a goal kick. We never score from corners. On stream at least. Scored plenty off stream. The curse continues. Okay, well, this isn't looking as walkovery as I thought it would be. Risdale's off the mark. He isn't looking like an Akinwale yet, though. And honestly, would you expect anyone to do what Akinwale did last season? Was it 82 league goals? In less than 30 appearances? It was something ridiculous like that. It's through for Watson. Oh, the power on that. He absolutely smashed it. Through for Risdale. Risdale for his second doesn't get it. Forces a corner though. Still haven't broken the curse. Bamba through for Risdale. First touch wasn't fantastic. Allowed the goalkeeper to get onto it. Kovacevic coming out almost to the halfway line. Through for Risdale again. He's got another chance. This time he finds the net, and there's his brace. Okay, now he's cooking. And there's his hat-trick. Alright, yep, this league might be a walkover as well. Right, let's take a look, because I do want to get some fresh legs on. Patrick Jones is kind of coming back, and I do want to get a bit of fitness onto him. So, I think I'm going to take off Carter. He's not having as good a game as Bazzini, and he's on a yellow card. Prefer not to have that decision made for me. And I'm going to get Kanda in as well. For Halford, even though he's having a good game. We'll wait on the other choice, but I'm likely maybe 60 minutes to bring Andy Yapan on for Bamba. Long shot and the crossbar from Longbottom. Bad touch from Watson. Lovely from Risdale. Battistini! And there's his second. So the difference I'm seeing here is that Risdale's probably not going to be as many goals per season. Like first kind of guesses as Akinwale would be producing, but he's probably going to be a bit more. He's probably going to be a bit more of a team player. He's probably going to get a lot more assists than Akinwale got. I am going to not take Bamba off. I'm going to take off Longbottom, even though he's having a better game, for fitness reasons. And we'll just see out the final 25 minutes of the match. Realised I've got Watson playing in Ayres' position and Ayres playing in Watson's position here. Lovely little volley from Risdale there. Well controlled to make it 4 in a match. And that was a very good opening there. Huddersfield won, and they won comfortably as well against Buxton. 4-0. 2 assists, 1 goal. I do not think you were player of the match at all, but well done. So the under-21s and under-18s are still on. Still on their pre-season right now, for the next week at least. I think they've got one more friendly each to get themselves through. There is one thing I'd like to take a look at with this league. Now that we've played a match, we should have team detailed statistics. We're going to be top by a mile, but just how close is it? About 3.5, 4 times the wage budget of Chorley. So we're spending as much as like Fleetwood. And even more than some of the teams in League One. Newcastle have hired Zidane. We're batting off teams to keep these youth players at the club. Left, right and centre. None of them are offering reasonable money, so no one's leaving. Have to be a really, really good offer. Keep in mind that, as I've said before, we're operating on the youth to gold rules to a degree in this now. I'm not going to sign anyone over the age of 19. So if they turn 20, they're off limits. If there's some players that have come through the club, like our starting 6, Smith, Pilgrim, O'Donnell, Halford, Ayres and Watson, we might keep those for their entire careers if we can. Let's just have a look. I mean, look, they're offering absolutely nothing for him here. And with where we think he could be, already Premier League standard, and they're offering in the Ks still and not in the millions. And you could improve to being probably a leading Premier League player. So there's absolutely no way that he leaves for that. Same here. Armstrong was kind of unhappy. The only thing I'm willing to do here is that Notts Forest, if they want him, can have him and play him on loan, and I'll take that. They don't have to pay anything whatsoever. But they're not getting him on a transfer. Didn't set it as non-negotiable, did I? I mean, that seems like free business there for Notts Forest. They're silly to turn that down if they want him. So we had Ayres, Watson, Bastini, O'Donnell and Risdale all named in the team of the week. The striker injuries continue. Gonna move him back to the under-21s. He's already locked into a contract for 2 seasons, so he's not going anywhere unless I say so. And the only reason he's unhappy is because he doesn't think he has a chance of breaking into the first team, which is ludicrous. If you actually take a look at him, 15 pace, 15 acceleration, good natural fitness, good stamina. He's definitely more of a deep line forward than he is an advanced forward, which is what I'm wanting to play with. But 13 composure, 12 finishing. Got a good bit of flair, little bits of technique. If we were to compare him to going to be very, very similar, aren't they? So Rizdale's slightly better, and it is slight. He does have him beaten. Compare him with Williams, who's just got himself injured. Williams is a better goal scorer and better on the ball. Armstrong's a little better off the ball and better physically. And then the other main competition for the striker position would be Akinwale, also out injured. Yeah, Akinwale's got Armstrong beat as well. But the difference is Akinwale is now 20. Rizdale's 17, Armstrong's 17. Thinking maybe actually as an attacking midfielder, Armstrong probably might be better. I don't play one, but you could argue that retraining him to play in that attacking midfield role would be better for him than where he's currently playing now. We may end up being forced to sell him by the end of the season, but we'll see. If he goes, we're getting money for him in a decent chunk, so... Right, we've got Watson out with food poisoning for this next match, so he's clearly not starting it. under-18 match coming up before the actual game against Gloucester here, so let's see how they get on. And then we'll make our choices with the team selection. A 11-0 win on the opening day. Okay, Akinwale is not ready fitness test wise, but Smith is most definitely back. Candice should be monitored. Jones is recommended to 45 minutes. Kovacevic is capable of playing, but I would absolutely prefer to get Smith in for that goalkeeper position. Right, let's take a look at the right back. So Longbottom would be my preferred choice to slot in there, and he had a good game last time out, so I think I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to put O'Neill on the bench, and we'll use him as the substitute rather than Andy Epan this time round. O'Donnell on the right, Pilgrim in the centre, sub 2 position for Spice, and Bamber can go on the left again, also had a good game. We'll have Halford holding the midfield. And I think we'll try Roberts in Watson's usual position and Ayres out there. We'll put Kanda on the bench because he's still not fit. I am going to start Jones on the left, so we will start Carter on the right and use Battistini as the substitute. In fact, no he won't. We'll do that the other way around. We'll put Battistini, yeah, on the left side. And I'm going to start Ridsdale, and the last substitute position goes to Akinwale here. Even though he's not fit, he's probably not coming on. And Jones and Kanda are probably getting half a match each, and then we might think about using the third substitute on Spice if one of the centre backs is having a bad game. I think that's pretty reasonable. So let's see how we get on our second match. We're in the light blue this time. Pilgrim driving forward, almost finding Roberts. Roberts wins it anyway. Carter and then to Ayres. Bamber on the left. Back to Ayres. Trying to play it around in the box. It's somehow fallen to Carter, and Carter gets a goal. Bit of a scramble, honestly, with how many players we had right in the same position. Just look at them all like grouped together. They're all on top of each other, and then Carter just snatches at the shot, throws it straight into the corner. Well won by Longbottom there. Covered a lot of ground to get up and make up for his mistake. He's through for Carter again. It's a lovely volley. Five minutes in with 2 up. It's with Carter again. Looks for Ridsdale. No, he doesn't. He looks for Battistini. There's Ridsdale, but he's offside. Did that say 4th goal of the season, by the way, even though he scored 4 last match? Macclesfield found a lead and then immediately got equalised on. Roberts! Oh! Back off the post. Oh, that was not the best shot. It's taken him half the match, but he's found his stride now, I think. Even though it barely went in. This feels a little harsh, but I'm not going to take Carter off. I need some fitness on Jones. And I reckon I want some fitness. Not need some fitness, I want some fitness on Kanda. That's between Spice and Neil. I'm going to leave that decision for later. We'll make the call around 60 minutes, I think. Lovely little back heel for the pass there. And again. Take off the one of the defenders who's performing the least well. Macclesfield are doing really, really well. I did not expect them to do as well as they're doing in this league so far. I know we're only 2 matches in, but they're winning this second match very comfortably. I don't think they had a bad first match either. A lot of power on that shot from Ridsdale. Oof. I'm not sure how it's a goal kick there. I'd have loved to have seen a replay of that. Carr for the hat-trick. Denied by the crossbar. Where's the penalty? We just got clattered. We just got absolutely clattered. Carter did have a good match there. I can't deny it. Very short press conference. So what I'd like to do is just go on career stats. Can I check? 23. Yeah, this is what we're looking at here. Look, this is what I mean by he had a good season. League appearances, 24. None as substitutes. 82 goals. 9 assists and 8 player of the matches. And 9.34 in the league. Played in the cup 9 times, once as a sub, 8 as a starter, 18 goals, 4 assists, and 8.44. 100 goals in 33 appearances, so literally a hat-trick a game. or 113 goal contributions in 13 matches. I mean, that's a lot to live up to. And we got him for a steal from Palace for $500,000. If we compare the two of them together, actually, how do Rizdale and Akinwale stack up against each other? So mentally, Rizdale's got the edge on a few things. He's more determined, he's got more flair, he's slightly better off the ball, better winning the ball back, and more of a team player with good vision. Like, mentally, you've got to say that Rizdale has that one. In physicals, we've got slightly more agility and jumping reach on Akinwale, who is slightly shorter, so the jumping reach is kind of negated. They're both very equal in terms of pace, stamina, and acceleration. And Rizdale slightly stronger. More technique on Rizdale's side and better off the ball, like with his tackling. Not as good at penalties. Significantly better at passing. Throws and marking really don't matter, so they're non-things. Akinwale better at long shots, a better first touch, slightly better at finishing, slightly worse at dribbling. Corners and crossing not so important. It's bloody close between them, it really is. But I think given that there's 3 years on Rizdale's side, you go with Rizdale here as the starting option. And you rely on Akinwale, who's on nearly 20 times his wage, as the backup. Not a team player, neither of them are particularly versatile, but that's because they can only play in that striker position. They're both bad at crossing. He needs to improve aerially, he needs to improve agility wise. Both very consistent, both professional. So he thinks he's leading Championship, he's Premier League. That's interesting. Do you know what I would be tempted to do right now? Is just, let's take a look at the England squad. I just want to compare our goalkeeper right now, Smith, to Ramsdale and see how far away he is. So Ramsdale's much more agile and stronger and a better jumping reach. So there are areas that we'd need to maybe round Smith out in. But mentally, Smith's better anticipation, not as good on the bravery front, more composed, equal concentration, slightly worse on decisions, more determined, more flair, much more flair, better leadership, better off the ball as a goalkeeper. Guess as a sweeper keeper it makes sense. Slightly worse positioning, so that might be another thing. Works his arse off. Okay, then the reflexes. So there's only a slight difference in reflexes. Ramsdale has a much more of a tendency to punch. They're both equal on one-on-ones. Kicking not quite as good for Smith. So it's the kind of actual goalkeeping attributes that are keeping Smith out of that England position right now. Little bit of the physicals to work on, like agility or jumping reach. Which I guess maybe we take a look at how we're training Smith here. What am I training him on right now? Reactions, so bringing up his reflexes. It probably is the most important thing for him. But it's increasing stats that are already at like 14, 15. I think probably his agility and balance is where we need to go right now. Make him more agile, and then we'll try and improve that jumping reach and an aerial reach through some strength training. So I think we do switch him over to agility. I'm going to try and round that bit of his game out a little, because mentally he's superior to Ramsdale right now. Goalkeeping attribute wise, absolutely nowhere near, and physical wise a little behind, but he's 10 years younger than them. He could genuinely make, he still hasn't been youth capped. It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal, especially when we've got Routledge, who kind of is breaking into the under-20s and under-19s. And there's just, I mean, the difference between them. You just go with Smith every day. I wonder if it's the agility, balance, and the reach that's kind of keeping him away from it, maybe. Those little bits. How many days away is the next match? It's just another week. We'll have the under-21s kicking off their season against Middlesbrough's under-21s in 2 days' time. The under-18s will have another match. They'll be playing Newcastle on the Saturday. I think we do one more match this stream. I can't see why not. I think I'm just going to go and clear the lineup here though. We're just going to tell all these teams to shove off. They're not for sale. I'll be so glad when the transfer window shuts and I don't have to deal with this for a little while. It's very annoying. The under-21s look here. Robinson is not particularly fit. I'd like to get his fitness back up. Same with Murray. Everyone else looks pretty good apart from Williams, who's injured. Ket's starting. Not as fit, so I kind of like that. Under-18s with a while until their next match, so hopefully that actually is making a difference for getting them to play them where I want them. Gateshead make a loan approach for Samuel. Okay, presumably that's because I was scouting this guy. striker injury is real. 3 days, 5 days until he's back. Andy Epan's not going to be playing anything for 5 to 6 weeks, so that's rough. How long's Watson out for? A couple more days. He'll be back in time for the match at least, as will Ridsdale. Okay. And the Under-18s Cup has put them against Arsenal, Notts Forest and Watford. Off to a really good start then for the Under-21s apparently. 8-0 against Middlesbrough. That's Bamber, O'Donnell, Longbottom, Ayres, Carter and Ridsdale in the team of the week again. Watson's back to light training. Okay, but not full yet. He might be on the bench for the start of this next game. We did have Juve coming in for Bamber earlier. Okay, we dove on that straight away. You don't need a goalkeeper on the bench. Stop doing it. I wish you could put a rule in that forces them to not put a goalkeeper on the bench, because it is annoying as hell. Okay, that's definitely the right call, Leverett. Probably is the right call as well. I think Burke on for Watson, they're probably preferable. Anderson doing pretty well. had a fantastic start to the season though, Pilgrim, has he? Let's be fair. Just kind of putting in middling performances. Yep, nowhere near. 9-0 over Newcastle's under 18s. Good sign. Right, let's get position. So Smith is keeping his starting position there. I reckon. I can't see any reason not to. So I think we're going to start. I'm going to start Neil. I'm going to put you on the bench this time. I'm not going to start Spice. He's going to go on the bench, so we're going to go O'Donnell, Pilgrim, Bamber on the left. I've been really impressed with him. You've got to have a good match at some point here, right? I'm going to get Watson back in, and I'm going to put Ayres. I'm going to let him have a rest. We'll go with Candace starting, and we'll put Ayres on the bench. Akinwale is still not fit, so Risdale's playing in that striker position with Akinwale on the bench, and then between these three. Jones still isn't fit. I would like him on the left side, so I think I'm going to start I'm going to try Bazzini on the right there, and we'll put Carter on the bench. And I think that's the starting lineup for this match. Akinwale not recommended. Jones recommended 75 minutes maximum. With that being said, yeah, I'm starting Jones already. Okay. This is all good then. I think we're good to dive into match number 3. Let's see if Macclesfield can make it 3 from 3. They're up against Scarborough, who have been doing fairly poorly. A draw from 2 games. And there's also an FA Cup match taking place. It's going to tell me that Jones isn't fit here, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. I know as much. Got to win the home games. Jones with the free kick. Plays it to Battistini. Can't keep his header down. Watson with the deep free kick this time. Doesn't find his man. wasn't the best play ever from Bristol's hit the post again. I think he's hit the woodwork 3 matches in a row now. Oh, well won by Risdale. Well won by Risdale. There's the lead. That's his mentals coming through there, right? And I guess his ability to actually tackle. It was a poor pass, and then he made it work. The corner curse continues, yes? Yep. The corner curse continues. Macclesfield are losing. So maybe they just had a good start out of nowhere. I can't see them coming up with this 3 years in a row. That would be insane. It's weird enough that I think we're going to comfortably. But for another team to follow us, that's ludicrous. Oh, that would have been exceptional had that gone in. Oh, I said he was due a good game. That was a good goal. Smith with his safe hands, keeping hold of his clean sheet. Good strength from Watson, keeping hold of it there, but we're not quite able to play it forward as we would have liked. It's through for Risdale here, one-on-one with the keeper. He's just missing that clinical edge, isn't he? There's not much in it, but he's a couple of attribute points away from being a god. Offside. I don't know how we'd win a penalty. And I left Smith on them because he doesn't miss. He's missed 2 penalties in 3 seasons. So that's his 17th goal for the club out of 19 penalties. twice on the woodwork from Rizdale. We just can't keep our headers down. Has it just ignored me? He's going to take it anyway. Pilgrim just is not playing well. I think I'm going to take Watson off in this instance, and Jones was only recommended 75 minutes, so we're going to get Carter on for Jones. And we're going to put Carter on the right because he's right-footed. We'll move Battistini to the left because he's left-footed. And then am I going to make another change? I think I'm going to leave it like that. So Macclesfield have found their way back into that game. They're now 3-1 up after going 1 down, presumably, at the start of the match. So yeah, Macclesfield could if they can do 3 playoff sets in a row, they could follow us up again if they can keep this up over the course of the season. It's in off the woodwork yet again. What tier is Ryburn in now? Lord Wes, we are in tier 6. We're in the Vanarama National League North. And we're somehow keeping hold of 3 players who were on youth contracts, just signed big boy deals. We're now Premier League standard. That being the 2 centre-backs, our defensive midfielder, 2 midfielders and goalkeeper. So that's where we're up to. And it's looking good for another promotion this year. We're only 2 tiers away from the Football League. He's through for Rizdale again. Oh, what was that? He's Beckham'd it. He's absolutely Beckham'd it. We have been so wasteful. This could be like 10, 11. It was a nice header. The keeper got there but couldn't keep a hold of it, so redeeming himself somewhat for his bad start to the season. I know the name Di Girolamo. Why do I know the name Di Girolamo? Definitely is a non-league team. Who was I watching who had him at their team? And he'd been there for a while. Which team was it? Oh, it's a lovely ball through for Carter. That was a bit of a wild challenge. Nine goals in 3 games from Ridsdale now. And he's probably hit the woodwork as many times as he scored. Am I thinking of a different Di Girolamo? I am thinking of a different Di Girolamo. I mean, the position's right for him. Is it Roberto? No, it's not Roberto I'm thinking of. No, I've no idea. Oh well, a very good win. 3 wins from the 3 games so far this season. I think it kind of it does show that we're likely to be going up as champions here, and I guess from the opening games, how have Macclesfield actually done in them? An 8-goal difference would suggest quite well. 4-0, 4-2, 3-1. Okay, Macclesfield are probably making the playoff spots. And given how they've done the last few seasons, probably coming up with us. They had a bit of a rocky start last year and then really pulled it out of the bag by the mid-season. And the season before, they were pretty consistent. Aside from when they played us. And we had them in, so we had them 2 seasons in a row in the Integral League Cup semi-final and knocked them out both times. That's kind of rough for them. We won't be playing in that competition this year, just the FA Cup and FA Trophy, along with the league. So we've got fewer matches this year to get through. What round's the FA Cup in right now? We're we're still in the preliminaries, so we got the first round to go. And that's all the way in the middle of September that it'll be drawn. Second qualifying round, not the second round. Ridsdale finally gets the man of the match. Brentford boss Unai Emery. Yeah, the Premier League managers have had a bit of chop and changing. I'm pretty certain Steven Gerrard is at Liverpool still in this world. Is there anything else I want to take a look at here? So, while we were in that match, I was thinking in my head, Pilgrim's not had any really good games. I'm going to bench him and I'm going to start Spice next match. Now I'm kind of thinking against it. Out for the long haul. Coming back from injury, probably not fit for the next match. I'd like to do this, but I'm unsure that he's going to be fit enough. I'd also like to get Kanda on the bench here. Maybe even move Roberts in. Kovacevic is just going to be waiting for cup competitions before he gets any runs in the team. Unless Smith picks up an injury. Shots attempted 14 for his 3 goals. And out of those he only put 6 on target. Yeah. I'm missing the Akinwale. You know, let's have a look and see how the other leagues have started. Not many games played in most. We'll ignore all the foreign ones. So there are 4 teams who've got 3 wins from 3. That's Spennymoor, Telford, Macclesfield and ourselves. In the National League, Hartlepool are doing well. The only team with a 100% record. Okay. York, who've just won promotion today, are up in the playoff position, so well done York. Rochdale not having the best start, 4 points from 3 games after being relegated. You'd expect them to be doing better, and Notts County are off to a shocker. Wrexham not doing fantastically. To say Halifax were the favourites for the drop, 4 points from 3 games for them is pretty decent. I guess 3 of those points came from beating Oldham. The draw was with Cheltenham. We're at Cheltenham, 13th, so round about exactly where they are as well. Again, and who've they lost the match to Crawley. Crawley are around about the same spot, so Halifax might maybe be, you know, the drawing and losing to teams around them. They could maybe be looking at a mid-table finish off the first few fixtures. You've got Morecambe and Swindon with 100% records there. In League One, Reading off to a reasonable start along with Posh. Pompey not doing badly either. Bad starts for Burton and Gillingham. And Leyton Orient. And a bad start for Bradford. They've just gone up to that league. In the Championship, Luton, Ipswich and Middlesbrough at the bottom. Burnley's a bit of a surprise, being that far down. Same with Norwich, only 3 points from, I guess they've only played 2, but still. Who did they lose to? Bristol. And then in the Premier League, well, I can't see Man United in the top 14, which is worrying for United fans out there. The 15th, that's why. No points yet for Aston Villa from 4 games. They've lost to Palace, who are in the drop zone with them, who haven't beaten anyone other than Villa. Brentford, Notts Forest and Brighton. Newcastle also only on 3 points from 3 matches. It's going to be interesting seeing how this develops. So, when do I think we'll come back for some more? Because I'm not going to stream the entire season. I think we'll comfortably get through the second qualifying round of the FA Cup. It's pointless coming back for that. But I think it's got to be a cup match, because the league's going to be a total walkover. So I think either we come back for Kings Lynn in the FA Cup or the FA Cup and Chorley. In fact, Kings Lynn will get moved, so it might be Kings Lynn and the FA Cup. We'll see. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will catch you all in a bit. It's nearly midnight here, so I'm going to head off to bed. See you all soon.